Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. We have Legacy here from Scholars Games, part of our Wednesday night series in Brockton, Massachusetts, and I'm on Tin Fins. Tim is actually using my lands deck here. Very competitive deck that's been putting up great results. Lands part of almost all the top 8s as of late, in part due to the strength of Tabernacle versus a field full of Grixis. And here we go, Tin Fins fetching off of Bloodstained Mire. Of course, lands does have the ability to use Wasteland with Life from the Loam to really annihilate greedy mana bases. And it looks like this game might be going too fast for any type of Wasteland shenanigans. So even though it's a basic swamp, we've got Entomb off of Dark Ritual, Shallow Grave. The shields are totally down. Land's not going to have any permission to this whatsoever. The only possible card here would have been a crop rotation. To be able to crop rotate into Karakas or Mazavith, something along those lines. But drawing 21 cards out of the gate here for Griselbrand, this is a perfect scenario for Tin Fins. And 21 cards, got some artifacts in there as well. Unmask, getting rid of Thoughtseize. And gonna see a hand with just a bunch of lands. Not a great keep. Kind of a slow-ish hand. Definitely needed a bit of stuff, but you know, mulling to 6 is already a bad spot versus Tin Fins here, which is so explosive. Really, the fastest lands is going to be able to assemble a 2020 is on turn 2 in all likelihood. And that Lotus Petal going to enable some Dark Rituals into Shallow Grave, cracking LED in response. So perhaps not the smoothest line here, but likely to be effective enough. LED forcing the discard, getting that Children out of hand. One of the tempting things with this deck is often to use Lotus Petal to cast Children. Depending on how deep you're going to be able to draw onto the deck, that does open up possible fumbles. Getting Children into the graveyard and then using black mana can be a lot better. Ultimately, you're going to need green mana for Living Wish, and then blue mana to cast Lab Maniac. Now, the Lion's Eye Diamonds do cover the blue mana, but going to need at least a bunch of floating black mana or the Lotus Petal to keep the ball rolling. With all of these Exhumes and Shallow Graves. Really, one more time with Children should be enough. And it looks like 8 cards left in the library. So 1 Living Wish left. There is a 1 in 8 chance that that will be the bottom card of the library. That would be a disaster. A bit of a stretch. It's unlikely Tim would be able to do anything on his turn. But Entomb actually is going to remove one of those cards, meaning Griselbrand's going to draw exactly 7, guaranteeing now to have the Living Wish, and this should do it. Sitting at 49 life, having gained a ton of life off of Children, being sacrificed 2 separate times on this turn. And there we go, Living Wish. Going to get that Lab Maniac easily castable off of the black mana. Those Lion's Eye Diamonds not even needing to be sacked. And insta-kill there. So Tin Fins really showing exactly what the deck is built for. Built for speed, and it was exactly that type of hand that Tim's lands draw was in no way capable of handling. So post-board here, Tim's going to be looking at cards like, I believe, Surgical Extraction in order to handle the Griselbrand side of things. We'll see what he's actually got. Oh, and it looks like actually Fear of Resistance, so that's definitely solid. Those spheres will stop a lot of the Griselbrand shenanigans. The deck has a lot of tutoring potential when it comes to lands specifically, especially because Life from the Loam can recur them. So cards like Karakas and Maze of Ith can stop a lot of the damage. And of course, Sphere is going to stop a lot of the comboing. One thing to be very careful about in these type of matchups is the danger of Dark Depths. I'll have to be very careful playing Dark Depths here. Even if Tim doesn't have a Thespian stage, he could crop rotate into it and make a copy of my Dark Depths. Kind of a line that if you haven't played the matchups, may not be that obvious. The crop rotation, Maze of Ith, Fear of Resistance. Looks like Tim could. There's an exploration there. Could see something spicy here. No, there is no exploration. Looks like he's keeping crop rotation up. So he could have crop rotated into Sphere of Resistance by grabbing Ancient Tomb. So crop rotation, sack the forest, get an Ancient Tomb. That would have allowed him to cast the Sphere of Resistance. So Tim playing a little bit slower. It also would have cut him off of green mana, it looks like. So that might be part of the decision to not just play for a speedy Sphere. Looks like Entomb. Setting up Griselbrand here. We are in game 2 here. And there's a Thespian stage. Like perhaps, yep, Dark Depths is in hand. And Tim actually playing his own Dark Depths here. And thanks to my Urborg, he's actually going to cast Sphere of Resistance. Now, interesting here, he can no longer crop rotate that Dark Depths when I target it. So I'm actually going to dump my hand to make a 20/20 totally worth it in this situation. Maze of Ith tapped down, so this is a disaster. That Maze of Ith would have been able to hold off that Merit Lage, but it was tapped down. So that is an unforced error there. Wrapping up game 2 there very quickly. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please help grow the channel by subscribing. You'll be notified when we upload new videos like Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic with commentary, or Untapped, our raw tournament gameplay. Thanks for watching.